Hello, welcome to the Corner Flag. We are streaming for the third time in 3 days, which is something that we never ever do. But this is the new and improved Corner Flag, guys. So we are trying to come to you as much as we possibly can. We're trying to invade your ear space, as is the case in the world right now. Lots of invasions going on, and I feel like हम भी थोड़ा वैसे ही कुछ कर रहे हैं, but hopefully ours is a little more positive with a lot less bloodshed. Joining us is Ronaq and Nathan. Boys, welcome to the show. Welcome to the live
Hello,
stream.
hello, hello.
How
Hello.
was the weekend? Of course, Ronak will be very happy as I am, as our watch along on Saturday also proved, which was very, very good. Nathan joined for a little bit as well. Nathan, so let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about your weekend. क्या किया तूने?
क्या किया मैं शो था. I had my solo show and I made a very rookie mistake. I organized my solo show, stand-up solo show at 12 p.m. in the afternoon
Oh shit!
because I was like, chal, kuch naya try karte hain. Let's try a different time slot. I've always been doing like 6 p.m., 7:30, 8 p.m., 7 p.m. or so. So I like, let's do a show at 12 p.m. And the struggle to sell tickets for the show.
Yeah.
It was, but people showed up. Show happened, and the show, let's just say it, 5 people showed up, and the show, I'm not kidding, these 5 people were the sweetest 5 people I've performed for. So like,
Nice.
because of that response, like I don't feel a thing, like even though like mera PN,
Nice.
I had a faced a loss, minor loss,
Yeah.
but who cares, like it was a great show. And the evening, of course, kick-started with the Merseyside derby, which Liverpool won 2-1, and couldn't keep a clean sheet, but that's okay, they still won. And so overall, great day, great weekend. You guys tell me.
Overall great weekend. Ronak, I think it's the same for us as well, right? I think overall it has been a great weekend. We've had a great weekend after a very long. Like आज मैं Monday सुबह उठा with happiness, with optimism. मतलब मेरे को काम करने का मन कर रहा था. ये कभी मैंने महसूस ही नहीं किया है.
No, I mean, I think it was an amazing weekend as a United fan. After all the recent losses and terrible performances, we got that little bit of luck that we've been just desperate for, and our boys showed up, and even though Casemiro tried to ruin the party, but yeah, we still had it, and we got the 3 points.
We did get 3 points. Overall, it was a fantastic weekend in the Premier League. So let's start off with the showpiece game. We'll go over most of the big games as well, but let's start off with the showpiece game, which was Arsenal versus Man City. Pep versus Mikel, always going to be a fantastic sort of encounter. And this was also at a time where Arsenal, and we spoke about this in the watch along as well as in the preview show to this weekend, where we feel like with Arsenal squad depth right now, they are looking so good, and they are looking like genuine contenders, because Liverpool and City both have their flaws, which have been exposed. More so for City because they haven't got as many wins as Liverpool, but the flaws are still there. And it did not start off well for Arsenal, because 9 minutes Erling
Yep.
Haaland getting the goal, and you thought that okay, this is City back to their best.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly my
absolutely. I mean,
thoughts.
as soon as City slotted that goal in, I thought about Arsenal winning this game 1-0. I mean, I was much more inclined to Arsenal keeping a clean sheet. I know that's almost a little like a rookie mistake, thinking City are not gonna score. But I mean, just Arsenal have been that good defensively,
Yep.
Yeah,
and that just shows that when you have quality players like City, it they can just catch you within the blink of an eye. Like just that much, you slip and they're on to you. And
yeah,
Haaland is such a good finisher, man. I mean, say what you will about him, but he is such a good finisher,
Yeah,
and his
man.
link up play is brilliant.
yeah.
And I think he's the best number 9 in the world right now, and I don't think anyone would refute that.
No,
Agreed.
not at all. Not at all. And in terms of that goal from Haaland, also fantastic finish, great assist from Reinders also to find him. But you have to point fingers at the Arsenal defense a little bit, because Gabriel
Yeah,
was completely caught out of
caught off.
his defensive position, and he was just not able to track back. He was not able to. he was clutching at straws to try and catch up with Haaland. Like Haaland in that sprint was an animal. Beast mode on, like
Beast mode, guys. It's like a
cheat code
bison just
activated.
running towards you, dude.
Yeah,
No, he's strong, he's tall, and
Yeah,
he's
he's
fast. You know,
tall.
if he's the only way of stopping is if you're in front of him. If
yeah.
you're side
Hmm.
by side, if you're behind him, you can just forget about it.
उसके
Yeah, it's
And
अगेंस्ट
true.
ऑफसाइड ट्रैप खेल ही नहीं सकते.
no, you just can't. And
Yeah, dude.
we've seen it in the past. He just shoves people
Yeah,
off. It doesn't matter who you are. He literally just shove you off.
Yeah,
But yeah, but I mean, I have to give some kudos to Arsenal also. I mean, because although it didn't go according to their plan, you know, if you go 1-0 down in the fourth minute, it kind of shatters your game plan going into the game,
yeah,
and you have to get your composure back. And I mean, I would have expected them to score obviously much before 90, but by the end of it, then you have to just get whatever try to get
yeah.
whatever you can. And
Hmm.
at least they did that. They
yeah,
didn't lose at home, and that's also a big deal. And
yeah,
you can't go to anyone and say that drawing against Manchester City is a bad result.
yeah.
So
Hmm.
it's still all in the good books of Arsenal, and I think they'll just get right back onto it in the next game against
Yeah,
Newcastle.
Yeah.
yeah, fully. Dude, this point could lead to being a very, very crucial point later on in the title race or later on in the season. I was telling the same thing to a fellow Arsenal friend of mine. And firstly, great finish also, Martinelli.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
it was a very good game overall. I was hooked first half till I think 75th minute. I was completely hooked. Then I was like, okay, chal, theek hai. But from the 85th minute onwards, I feel like again it picked up and great
And
end to the weekend.
you have to credit Arteta here, because in all these games, even in the European game, he got on Trossard and Martinelli. They changed the game for Arsenal. They both assisted and scored, like, to each
Yeah,
Mm,
other.
yeah.
And it's the same thing that happened here as well, right? It was Trossard who passed the ball to Martinelli, right?
Eze.
It was
as a
as oh right, it
as
was
a
as a
long ball.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. But I mean, just the substitutions have really been working for
Yeah,
Mikel Arteta, and he's understood that he has an array of players now.
yeah,
Okay, if in the start of the game he didn't start as a, and everyone was expecting him to start
Yeah,
as a,
I was
yeah,
but he
same.
knew that
Mm,
Eze can be a game changer.
yeah,
And that's exactly what he was. Eze and Martinelli came on, and they were the
yeah,
game changers for Arsenal. There was instant pace, and Eze has that knack
yeah,
to, as soon as he gets the ball, he knows where every single player of his is, and especially the runners.
yeah,
I think at any given point, he would know where Martinelli was throughout
yeah,
his
yeah, yeah,
time on the pitch.
yeah.
And I think that was the game plan. It worked.
I think
And
I think overall the depth that he has now, and we've spoken about this in the last watch along as well. That last season when Saka and Odegaard had their injury struggles, that's when the season kind of dipped, the form kind of dipped for Arsenal, and they were exposed for their lack of depth, for their
mm,
over reliance on two key players. That is not the case this season, right? The fact is that they've got, like you said, a game changer in Eze that can start or come off the bench. Trossard has really really settled into life at Arsenal. He is a very reliable creative force that they can bring on whenever needed. Uh,
mm,
they've reinforced with Madueke as well, who started this game. I'm not a big fan of Noni Madueke, I'll be very honest, but he did what he did in this game.
yeah,
Uh,
full
I
credit.
feel bad for Gabriel Martinelli because he was touted to be one of the breakthrough stars from Arsenal, but I feel like he just has to now come to terms with the fact that his role is an impact sub. He is not going to be a
Mm,
starter for Arsenal anymore. If they can convince him that his role as an impact sub is what it is and what he should be happy with, and he's going to be happy with that, then that's great man management from
mm,
Arsenal all around, because we just saw in this game what he can do off the bench. He has the pace to create problems for defenses that are leaky, which Man City have had this season, if the first 5 games are anything to go by. uh, and that's exactly what happened.
I think, Amog, you said that you feel bad for Martinelli. I actually feel let down by Martinelli. I think he's
100%. Yeah,
had
yeah, of
more
course. Yeah,
than enough opportunities at
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Arsenal,
Correct, correct, correct.
and if anything, Arteta has shown more than enough trust.
Yeah.
And now, even last time when he got Trossard, he thought that that might pump up Martinelli's numbers. Getting some
Mm.
competition for that spot, and then now he's had to go and get Eze.
Yeah.
And because Martinelli,
Yeah.
although he's a great player and he's capable of moments of brilliance,
Yeah.
but when you're at a club like Arsenal, who are competing for every single trophy, they might win or they might not win is a different thing. But when you're at that level, you want a player to be giving returns week in, week out.
Yeah.
You
Mm.
can't be that unreliable as Martinelli has been. And
Yeah.
I was his biggest fan. I really thought he would light up the Premier League, and that's just not been the case.
Yeah, but I think that's
Yeah.
it is the glass ceiling, right? It is I mean, it's not a glass ceiling because he cannot shatter it. He's clearly reached. It's a very, very concrete ceiling. It is a steel reinforced ceiling with carbon fiber and titanium on top of it, because and he has reached it. But that is the thing, right? Like I feel like at some point Gabriel Martinelli also needs to come to terms with the fact that this is it. This is his role at a club like Arsenal right now. If
Mm.
I mean, no doubt that he's a technically gifted player. He's got his attributes. He's got the pace. He's got the finishing. He can be a potent, lethal attacking threat. Not week in, week out, playing 90 minutes for a club like Arsenal, for sure. And
Hmm.
he needs to understand what that means for his career. So it's going to be really
Right.
interesting to see what Arsenal do with him going into next season. I don't think there will be any moves or any takers for him in the January window, but next season Arsenal might want to cash in on him. And now that is the type of player that can be very good for a mid-table side. That is the
Yeah,
type of player that can
Yes.
be really
Yeah.
great for a Crystal Palace, for a Fulham,
100%.
for any of the mid-table to lower mid-table sides, because
Mm-hmm.
he instantly brings their level up.
Even West
Whereas
Yeah.
Ham.
even West Ham,
West
and
Ham.
God knows West Ham needs something. They need a fucking, they need a hand from God
Yeah.
now, right? Like they
Right.
need an
Right. Right.
intervention. Uh,
Mm.
so
I
that
think
it's going to be interesting how that plays out.
I think it'll be very crucial to see how Arteta utilizes Martinelli in the cup games, because
Hmm.
like clearly he's not a first choice in the Premier League. So in the cup games, I think that's his platform for him to redeem himself if need be. And it'll be interesting to see how this goes about.
No,
Yeah.
but I think like we've said, we've spoken about even at United how players even coming in at 60th and 70th minute have a specific role, and that the manager has to explain it to them that it's not that they are not important to the team. It's like they're very important to the team. And I think that in general across the top Premier League teams is a notion that everyone does understand, because every top Premier League team has more than enough squad depth. They don't have players who are playing 90 every single game.
Yeah.
So I think the whole concept that you can be a substitution, like a player not playing 90 every minute, but you're part of a project that is potentially going to win something big, and
Yeah.
even that's a big sell. So
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
except at Arsenal, it's not.
I mean, yeah.
Let's be very honest. Like, are they really going to win something big? Because and this is the converse of the situation, right? Like, we've given Arsenal their plaudits. They've gotten a point against Man City, which is a very tough thing to do, and well played. Well done to keep. And they did get into the game after losing that goal from Haaland at 9 minutes. They slowly got into the
Hmm.
game. They found their rhythm and they kept plugging away, and they finally found the chink in City's armor, and all that is great. But they have been second in the table for so long now.
So
They've been second in the table from last season.
this is
वो
like
अभी
that
तक second
meme.
है. वो
I mean,
अभी तक
पहले वो लोग
second है.
हमेशा fourth रहते थे, so better second than fourth. I mean,
True.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Is that meme? If you, it's too funny. I think at the
Yeah.
Anfield last season, towards the last few games, I think versus Liverpool, Arsenal at Anfield after Liverpool won the title, I saw like a proper one. I saw like a flag or a poster or something. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride, and Arsenal. Sorry, Arteta is like photoshopped into the bride.
Yeah.
I
Wearing.
think Arsenal
It
only
was
gave
so
Liverpool
funny.
the guard of honor, right?
Yeah.
I think it's Arsenal's thing, man. When
Arsenal
Van
and
Persie won at United, it was Arsenal
yeah,
who gave us the guard of
yeah.
honor.
That was the best 3.5 4 weeks this year. So maza aaya. Like I just miss being unbothered by
Yeah.
football.
But yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what Arsenal do. The thing is, Liverpool, like if you were to talk about the title race, and it's still obviously very very early to talk about the title race because it's only 5 game weeks in.
Yeah,
But if you're looking at the obvious contenders, there's Liverpool who are sitting top, 5 point lead now over Arsenal, 5 games played, 5 games won. We'll get into the performances of it in a little bit when we discuss the derby, but they are still winning for whatever reason. And we spoke about this, Ronak, that whether it is luck, whether it is just the mentality that they have, that they're just not going to let a game go by them, they are producing the results, whereas Arsenal are finding it tough. Of course, the two places where they've dropped points now are the loss against Liverpool and the draw
Anfield.
against City. So that's two big opponents, two direct contenders for the top spot out of the way, or at least half out of the way. It really
Yeah.
depends on how they push on from here, because the margin for error for Arsenal is getting thinner by the week.
Hmm.
If you're 5 game weeks in and Liverpool in top spot have set the bar so high, 15 points, fucking, they're right up there. You cannot be dropping points anywhere after this right now. So it is going to be really interesting to see where Arsenal go and how they perform. In the game week coming up, they've got Newcastle next.
I was
Newcastle
just
again
gonna
not
say that.
enjoying the best run of form. They had a draw against Bournemouth, nil draw. They've lost their prize striker. Nick Woltemade
Hmm.
they've gotten, who scored on debut, but he was knackered after 50 minutes. Like he is going to find it very hard to deal with the pressures and the pace of the Premier League. So that it's a game that's there for the taking, and you would expect Arsenal to win. But are they going
Hmm.
to win? Are they consistently going to put in those performances? That remains to be seen.
Right. Is this Arsenal's next fixture is home or away?
Away.
Arsenal's next fixture is away.
Oh, it's tricky game for them. Must win
I
if they.
feel, I just feel Arsenal will honestly get back to winning ways.
Yeah.
Because, in the past, we've seen that they're, I wouldn't like to say scared at all, but they're more cautious only in games with City and Liverpool.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Otherwise, they go pretty balls out, and
That's true.
even their players know it, that they are a team of very very high quality players, and now even
Yeah,
more,
dude.
and that playing second fiddle to any team on the pitch is just below them now. And
That's true.
I think this is the season which will define a lot of things for this Arsenal team.
Hmm.
Even
Hmm.
for Arsenal as a club. Because if this season they don't win a trophy, I mean, any
Yeah.
trophy,
On board with you.
literally, they need to get their hands on a cup.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
nothing below that would be a success by any measure of the word.
I got my
Right.
hands on a cup before Arsenal.
मेरे पास भी है इधर बट चीजें है उसमें तो बट है.
tutty jokes 20 minutes into this stream. Amazing. Ronnie in the chat has said, come on, you Spurs. So let's talk about Spurs for a bit.
Oh, Spurs. Yeah, interesting.
2-2 draw with Brighton, and we spoke about this in the preview where we are expecting Brighton to cause some problems to Spurs, but Spurs to come away with the victory. So Brighton did cause problems, but the second half of that prediction did not pan out. Uh,
Hmm.
is this the turning point for Brighton and the negative turning point for Spurs, or is that too early to say?
I think
Too
Spurs
early, I
have
think.
always, even last year, I think Spurs had a fantastic start. And I think even the year before that, they had an amazing start. So I think the first 5 game weeks,
2 seasons.
Spurs always do really well. And then the
That's
inevitable drop just comes. And
yeah.
I'm not saying
I
it's going to be as bad or anything, but because Thomas Frank is an amazing manager.
great coach.
Yeah.
But you also can't expect them to be cruising like the way they have. So
Yeah.
this is the turning point. And even players like Xavi and Xavi Simmons and Kolo Muani, and Richarlison came off the bench this game. So it's still a
Hmm.
team that is piecing everything together.
Yep,
And
that's true.
so it'll just be that bit,
Hmm.
and it'll come, man. I think they're a good team.
They
Yeah,
are a very good team. I think Spurs are also, like, you can't let them. I think they're a big threat. I think they have a good team. Their wingbacks are just too good. Van der Ven is just different. What's the other guys in Pedro Porro? Everyone, do they have like good depth, and plus like Xavi Simons coming in, even Kolomani, plus with Solanke, all the attacking. I'm actually excited. I'm looking forward to watching a little bit more of Spurs. It will take time for them to like consistently,
You know,
be at the.
my star for Spurs is João Palhinha, because
Yeah,
mm,
dude,
I
too good.
think he gives such an incredible dimension to this Spurs team of being that raw, dogged midfielder who will protect
Mm-hmm.
the defense. And
Yeah,
because
he'll
they
do the
have a
dirty work.
defender like that in Romero, who is very dogged, very strong, but this Joao Palhinha is just that much good in the midfield, and he
yeah,
really
Mm.
protects that defense.
yeah,
Mm.
and
I think.
I'm happy that you brought Palinia up because, in general, Spurs' signings this season have been very attractive.
Yeah.
For Spurs to a this is a club that has gone through such a massive overhaul, not just with the coach, with Ange. Okay, firstly, they have got a trophy. They've got that gigantic monkey off their back by winning the Europa League
Mm.
last season, right? So that is the all the jokes about the empty trophy cabinet at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium can be put to bed. That's a massive pressure point off their backs.
Hmm.
a, a club like that can only build on it, right? Like, because the first one's out of the way. Now let's go on. Let's keep consistently doing this. Let's keep consistently fighting for the cups, at least, as opposed to just being the
Mm.
also rans that didn't even make it to the very end. But there has been a massive overhaul, in the sense that Ange's gone. Ange's football was very stressful for the players, in terms of the high octane, high press, always running. It was not great for their fitness. They weren't able to deal with it. Frank is a little more conservative in that sense. He's a little more intelligent in that sense, if I may use the word.
Mm.
But they have changed their manager. They've gotten rid of Daniel Levy, which is a
Yeah.
big move for Spurs. He has been at that club for more than a decade. He has been the face of Spurs for more than a decade. And for everything that Spurs fans might say about Daniel Levy has still managed to keep Spurs in the green consistently for a very long time, especially as we enter this era of PSR, and lots of financial fair play rules and points deductions being handed out to teams for not adhering to the financial rules, etc., etc. He has managed to build a world class stadium for the club and keep them in the green, keep them financially stable, right? Now, a lot of the problems that the Spurs fans had with Daniel Levy was that he was very indecisive about the kind of coaches that he wanted to hire, the kind of transfers he wanted to make. He maybe held on to Harry Kane for way too long. There were a lot of operational issues that Spurs
Mm.
had with him, and for whatever the reason, while he was the face of a stable club, he was also the face of a failing club, because Spurs were just
Right.
not getting anything. Now they have he has resigned. There's going to be a new board. That there might be a takeover that happens. We don't know about that just yet. They've got a
Mm.
new coach who seems to have hit the ground running. Spurs are third in the league, which is going great. They've got great signings. They've got Kudus, they've got Kolomuani, they've got Javi Simons, who are great players. And then they've also got Palinia. So Joao Palinia, I think, is such an astute signing, because,
Mm.
like you said, he just solidifies that midfield. He just strengthens the spine of that club, of that squad, which
Hmm.
lets all these attacking players do their jobs freely. And
Correct.
we saw how good Palinia was at Fulham. Like,
Hmm.
he was their main man.
Right.
Mm. Even
He
for the
did
City
not
game,
he
I think.
Yeah, and his time at Bayern wasn't great. Obviously, when you're playing for Fulham and Bayern Munich comes in for you, you can't say no. You
Correct.
want to go and do that, but he was always going to be a bit part player there, so he obviously didn't have some time. Back in the Premier League, he's fucking raring to go, man. And I
Yeah.
think that's easily the best signing, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
Absolutely.
As Ishan also says in the live chat, Palina was a good signing. He was my pick if we were ever going to sign a CDM. I'm
Nice.
guessing he's talking about it from a United perspective. If I'm not mistaken. And fuck yeah, man, I would have loved
Yeah,
to see
dude.
Joao Palhinha.
Yeah.
Palina
Yeah.
at
That
United. Oh my god.
Over Ugarte. Like, I mean, he would have
100%.
been my player for that
Dude, I have a
spot too.
question. What is like is Ugarte, what's his form been like? Because I remember last year he was supposed to be like one of the key, holding midfielders, and also like what's his form going into this season? How has he fared so far?
Okay.
I think
Okay.
Alexa,
Such
stop.
an astute response. I love it. Okay.
I don't think any Cornerflex stream is now complete without Ronak
I just
telling Alexa to
forget, man,
stop.
that this guy's gonna pop up. I think that's the whole point of the reminder.
Yeah, that's the whole point of
But
Alexa. Yes, you would. No, Alexa, I'm not calling you. No, but no. See, to answer your question, Nathan, I think Ugarte has been okay. There's nothing terribly wrong with the player, but he is at the end of the day a very average player as of now. Whether he
Hmm.
has more in his locker, we don't know. I love him
Hmm.
for his tenacity. I love him for
Yeah,
the
he's
fight that he
very
brings,
physical also.
but that's
Hmm.
about it.
Hmm.
उसका गेम इंटेलिजेंस उतना नहीं है. Palina has a lot more football IQ,
Hmm.
Yeah,
right?
totally.
Like
More experience in the PL also.
and that's the difference between an Ugarte and a Casemiro also. Casemiro brings a lot more
Hmm.
football IQ to the game, to the squad. The sad part is that Casemiro is now getting older. He's not got the legs anymore that he once had when he was at Real Madrid. Real got him in his prime. We've got, sloppy seconds, but we'll take it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm happy. But having a Joao Palhinha in there is a fantastic addition. Because then, and that
Totally.
doesn't mean that we get rid of Ugarte also. Ugarte is a great option to bring in from the bench just to shore it up. Because वो आएगा,
Yeah.
वो थोड़ा पंगा लेगा दो तीन लोगों से, वो थोड़ा he'll rile people up a little bit, force them into mistakes, वो सब करेगा. वो खुद भी mistake कर सकता है, that's a different thing. But Palina is just a little more solid, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. Interesting.
I think we should also talk about Enzo Maresca and Chelsea's decisions
Yes, let's talk about
after the red
Okay,
card, because
let's talk about that.
I feel he
I
threw
missed out
away the
on this.
game way
Please
too
tell me.
way too quickly.
Way too quickly. Way too
And
quickly.
I mean, so also in all fairness, he took out Pedro Neto and Estevao immediately for the keeper Jorgensen, and I think it was Tosin who came
Yeah,
on immediately.
yeah,
Yeah. So two, of course, very very defensive changes, and then 20 minutes or 30 minutes into the game, I think Cole Palmer had a niggling issue with the groin, and then
yeah,
even he had to step out.
yeah,
But I mean, I'm sure he was relying on Cole Palmer, but knowing, I mean, Enzo Maresca obviously knows that Palmer has a niggling injury.
yeah,
He's a player who's not gonna run miles for you, even
yeah,
in the best of circumstances.
yeah,
To try to get him to run miles when he's playing against United and they're 10 men, I
yeah,
think was a wrong decision right from the get go. Like, Palmer should
yeah,
have been the one to kind of step out and not Pedro Neto or Esther, because both of them give so much speed.
yeah,
And on the counter, that is literally what you need. If you're
yeah,
10 men, you're going to be under pressure. You just need one long ball and one guy to run after that ball.
yeah. And you
Hmm.
And
know how leaky United's defense has been. There is a hole there.
exactly,
There are multiple holes there to exploit. Even if you are a man down, there are
correct.
Yeah.
multiple holes there to exploit because let's be honest, and I mean no disrespect, but with Altai Bayindir in goal, it's almost like you are safe. It and to be fair, Altai did have a decent game against Chelsea,
Hmm.
Hmm.
not taking that away from him. But you know that this is a team that is leaking goals. This is a team that is going to make defensive errors. Their defense is going to be caught out of position. होने ही वाला है. Like, you cannot take your two best attacking outlets
Hmm.
out
Hmm.
to just get defense. And one of them is fine. I can understand. And you're right. If you knew that Cole Palmer had an issue anyway, he was not fully match fit. एक तो उसे
Hmm.
स्टार्ट क्यों किया, और बी अगर तुम्हें ऑप्शन मिल रहा है कि तुम एक मैन डाउन हो, तुम्हें गोलकीपर सब्स्टिट्यूट करना है, तो उसको ही निकालो ना, गिव हिम अ रेस्ट
Correct. And
विदिन लाइक यू सेड विदिन
when you're
20
10
minutes 3.
men, your 10 men have to run for
Yeah.
11.
Yeah,
And Palmer is not that guy. He's not the guy who's
Palmer
going
is
to
not
press
the
hard, who's not the guy who's
presser.
going to run after everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it was a stupid decision from the get-go.
Absolutely, absolutely. And to again, when Cole Palmer does go off, to take Cole Palmer off and bring Andre Santos in as a defensive midfielder, again, it is such a cowardly decision to make. It is such a white flag, I surrender decision to make, which as a United fan, I loved. I loved
Yeah.
it because if you guys saw
Yeah.
the watch along, we were losing it when
No,
they took Palmer off as well.
It was a good watch along. I enjoyed watching you guys.
Yeah.
Not the game.
अरे शर्मा हो गए क्या? I just hope other people also say that. तू बोल के कोई फायदा नहीं है नितिन. अपने सब्सक्राइबर्स बोलेंगे तो अच्छा है. तू ऑलरेडी है यहाँ पे. तू मस्का मारेगा तो कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. सब्सक्राइबर बढ़ेंगे तो ईगो बढ़ेगा. नहीं तो I mean, yeah, it was a throwing in the towel sort of a decision. I would have loved to see Garnacho come on.
Yeah,
I'm
Even in the
surprised
second
that
half,
he's-
man.
Yeah.
Even in
I
the
was
second half,
very surprised.
when after the first half we were already down to 10 men. Second half, maybe he did now 2 substitutions. Who did he get? He got one defender and
He got Tyrick George.
Tyrick George. Yes, yes, and that is, I mean, why? That's a kid. At least Garnacho has some level of experience.
Yeah, especially at
try
this
to
ground. He
influence the
knows the
game.
club. He knows the club.
I
Yeah,
mean,
dude, I
absolutely.
was-
Yeah, like try to get something going. I think it was just even at
This
2-1,
was
like
what
you've got
I pictured.
2-0, sorry, and 10 men, you've got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Like ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा 3-0 हारोगे ना भाई, at least put on your attacking players.
Yeah,
Like 2-0
totally.
and 3-0, there's no difference.
Show some
Dude.
intent.
Exactly.
I'd love to see what Chelsea fans, if they are watching, what you have to
I
say
was
about it. Let us know in
really
the live chat.
hoping. I was really hoping, this guy came around. This guy, I was hoping Garnacho scored. If not, came on to score the equalizer. I was like, there was part of me like, dude, that would be cinema. That would be so good to watch. But of course, like
नहीं होता.
all points discussed, no point.
नहीं होता. Garnacho would have been booed into depression. I mean, he was already getting booed.
He was
I
already
love the song. I love the song that the Stretford end was singing when they were going off the pitch at the end of the game. Which is basically what you can see under my name over here. Who's that twat from Argentina?
Ah, okay.
Oh, beautiful.
I mean, that's a fair point that Garnacho would have been booted into depression. But I think they lost the match when they took out Neto and Estevao.
Correct. 100%. Now, there is a little bit of a conspiracy theory going on the internet. I don't know if you guys have caught it. But apparently, Garnacho asked not to play because he was getting booed. And this is not in any way verified. This has not come from any trustworthy news source or anything. This is probably a troll meme page that has said this. But there is an element of possible truth in it because Garnacho also looks like the kind of person who would be gun-fut out at this reception.
Yeah, dude.
And we saw Maresca talking to him and giving him some instructions.
Yeah.
And then he just, again, it didn't pan out
Yeah.
for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we don't know. We'll never know what exactly went on. But again, like lots of funny things, like Garnacho versus Manchester United, 400 hair flicks, 0 passes, 0 duels,
Okay.
nothing, whatever.
Dude, I saw this meme. Garnacho's heat map on the pitch. It was just them entering and going to the bench. That was so funny.
Too much.
Yeah, this is why I love the game so much. Of course, the game, but the memes, the reels, the content, the banter post matches. It's
No, internet is undefeated, man.
Yeah,
Internet is undefeated.
Football internet is absolutely
This is my
elite.
Instagram for you page right now. It's just football. Yeah,
Amazing.
that's
Nice.
and WWE.
Amazing. And WWE देखता
Like
क्या?
one
Fan
reel
क्या?
of WWE. Not really.
I
just
mean,
1-2 clips
I
of what,
honestly
so-
look down on adults who watch WWE. I'm very sorry, but
it's fine.
I mean, watch UFC, man. Why WWE?
Man,
तू तो
I
UFC
don't
fan
watch.
है.
Okay. hence.
No, even
I
long
don't
before
watch
that.
the-
Long before that.
Shows and all, but I just follow them online. So I saw like a
अरे-
reel or something.
I'm sorry, थोड़ा बहुत मजा आता है. Like I'll be honest, मजा तो है.
And it's entertaining, bro. It's too funny.
The absolute hilarity that comes from the fact that this is so fake,
Yeah,
and people
and they sell it
buy
also,
into
bro.
it, is
Exactly. It's too
ultimate.
good.
It is ultimate.
Yeah,
Anyway, but back to
yeah.
this is
Sorry
not
about
a
that.
wrestling podcast, guys. So yeah, that was United. In terms of the red cards, Casemiro's red card. Somebody had said that the fact that Casemiro was hardly ever sent off for Real Madrid just shows the level of corruption that Real Madrid is involved in.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a nice
you
take. That's a
could
nice
spin
shout.
it that way too, sure.
Because honestly, I don't know how his red cards were so low for Real Madrid. I don't think he's ever been sent off for Real Madrid. Is that the accurate
Of
stat?
course,
No, I mean,
of course, I think
I
he
think
has.
possibly ki, whenever they might Casemiro would get a yellow in the first half, around 60 the manager would be intelligent enough to take him off. We don't have anyone else to come
That's
on.
true. अपने पास वो नहीं है. अपने पास तो नहीं है. In
And
36,
actually, in all fairness, Casemiro didn't give us that chance.
Oh yeah.
वो हाफ टाइम व्यू में 45 से प्लस 9 हो गया ना, वहीं पे कैसेमिरो ने बोला कि अब बस नहीं हो रहा है हमसे.
हाँ. Real Madrid in 336 matches,
Yeah,
Casemiro was sent off
he's
only twice.
yeah,
So
something
yeah,
like that.
दो बार sent off हुआ है. But
Twice for Real
speaking,
Madrid, thrice for Man U.
अभी रियल मैड्रिड की अगर बात कर ही जा रहे हैं हम, तो एसेट ने बोला कि और बैलोन डी और प्रेडिक्शन
Ooh,
वो तो आज हो रहा है. व्हाट टाइम इज द बैलोन डी और सेरेमनी? डज एनीबडी नो?
I have no idea. But I do know this, that Declan Rice has finished above Virgil van Dijk at some 25 or something, which is quite
Sure.
surprising. But yeah,
Is it? Is it surprising, Nathan? Because all Virgil van Dijk has aura points. और कुछ
And I
नहीं
mean,
है.
didn't Bruno put that to rest? I mean,
Yeah.
with that banging goal when Van Dijk was like, अच्छा अब आ रहा है मेरा 1v1 aura moment.
मैं ऐसा भागेगा.
Didn't know Bruno is like the biggest crook, man. खाली गोल देखा, shoot on
मैं
side.
इधर से ही मारेगा.
yeah, that goal was too good, dude.
Fucking,
Dembele,
12
bro,
बजे.
Dembele.
12 बजे ईशान बोल रहा है 12 बजे.
12. Thanks, Ishan.
12
Dembele, bro. Has to be Dembele.
Even I think it should be Dembele.
I mean, Lamine Yamal is there. We know that Real Madrid is not there because Vinicius Junior has been snubbed again. Second year in a row, Real Madrid is not going to the Ballon d'Or ceremony. Can somebody please see if Real Madrid ने उसके डायपर में टट्टी किया है कि नहीं, क्योंकि बहुत रो रहा है. So Real Madrid is either hungry or needs a diaper change.
Also, Rafinha could, surprise us all. I think
It's definitely a very good
unlikely.
shout, man.
Second, third maybe. Also,
Yeah,
Salah
like,
top
but
five
top five
should
has to
Salah
be.
should be top 5, maybe if not 6th. But I feel
I mean,
top
yeah,
five
you,
should-
you all won the league, man. Salah
Yeah,
should be
so
top
Salah
five.
should be
there.
top 5. If he's
Sa-
not in
Salah-
top 5, then that's kind of a shame, bro. It's a
I think Salah, Dembele, Rafinha, Yamal.
I feel like
Yamal
it'll be.
and,
I feel it'll be. I feel Rafinha will make it to just going by the politics of it, right? Just looking, because it is a very political thing. Let's be very honest. Ballon d'Or ceremony has always been very, very political. It's about how you fucking work the crowd. But I feel Rafinha will end up 4th, and your top 3 will be Salah, Lamine Yamal, and Dembele.
Yeah.
And I would be very happy if Dembele wins because the man fucking
he
deserves it.
deserves. He deserves. Yeah,
What
totally. No,
a
no doubt.
season
Bro.
he
What a
had.
season he had, dude.
He has been such an inconsistent player in the past,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
For Barcelona, he was very, very, very inconsistent, very injury prone, very tough to manage for certain managers as well.
agreed.
But at PSG under Luis Enrique, he has found a different level. मतलब he scored what 17 goals in February, something like that. Na,
Something
11,
like that.
some
Yeah,
double-digit
Jan,
goals he
Feb,
scored in the month
Jan
of
and
February.
mid Feb tak aisa kuch.
Now,
Also,
the thing is, to score double-digit goals in one calendar month is anyway next level. But to score it in February, which has historically a fewer number of days, is even better. Like,
Yeah, dude.
भाई क्या कर रहा है ये?
Yeah.
I think Rafinha, Dembele, and Salah, I think these three have very similar numbers, like 50, 52, 56 GA. I think so. But yeah, I think, of course, because PSG won the Champions League, so it's fully Dembele fully.
No, and I mean, I also feel that Vitinha also, I
Yes.
mean, maybe not
I
winner,
think
but
yeah.
Vitinha has to be
Top five.
right up there in the top 5, top 7, maybe. He's not only won the Champions League, he's won the treble, and he's won another trophy with Portugal in the
Yeah.
Nations League.
Yeah.
So, I know he's a defensive midfielder or a midfielder with not many goals, but his contribution across all the teams and across all the entire season has been very crucial to all the teams that he's played in.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely, absolutely. Gaurav with a stellar comment in the live chat. Florian Wirtz का डेब्यू हुआ क्या? Nathan लिवरपूल फैन
Nice.
बता ना फ्लोरियन वर्ड्स ने डेब्यू किया क्या अब तक? कुछ देखा हुआ ऐसा लगता नहीं है.
Does the Community Shield game count? I don't know.
क्या क्या किया उसने
Dude,
कम्युनिटी
he
शील्ड में?
needs assist दिया, but that doesn't matter.
ठीक है, असिस्ट
Yeah,
असिस्ट तो मतलब
so,
यार अभी
yeah.
हैरी मगवायर देता है असिस्ट, पैट्रिक डॉर्गू दे रहा है असिस्ट,
Onana भी देता है, bro. He gave
ओनाना ने
Yeah.
दिया ट्रांसफर में असिस्ट.
I don't know, dude. I really don't know what's up. I have nothing to say about it. I like his movement, but he's very
अरे
he's
भाई
like
वो
a
फुटबॉल
feather.
प्लेयर, वो शकीरा नहीं है, शकीरा है मेरे को भी शकीरा का मूवमेंट पसंद है, पर दैट्स ऑल आई एक्सपेक्ट फ्रॉम हर. नो, वो
Dude.
गाती भी अच्छी है तो मूवमेंट भी अच्छा है, और
Yeah,
उसका
yeah.
जो एक्चुअल जॉब है वो भी अच्छा है. फ्लोरियन वर्ड्स सिर्फ मूवमेंट अच्छा है, कुछ आउटपुट नहीं है उसका.
Yeah, I follow these troll rival fans account. I won't be surprised if someone makes a reel of Florian Wirtz flops with Shakira's song in the background. Also, it would be too funny, bro. For Community Shield, what was the comment? I didn't see that.
फॉर कम्युनिटी शील्ड आर्टेटा को पूछ के आता हूँ.
Yeah, go on. Nothing.
Hey, but
goes.
I mean,
Wirtz needs
Florian
time.
Wirtz, I feel Wirtz will come good here eventually. And I mean,
Eventually,
just
yeah.
one thing that Sloth said for Wirtz is such a player. He's such an intelligent player that you don't need to teach him football and you don't need to coach him. But once he gets used to the intensity of the Premier League, everyone will
Yeah.
just see whatever it is.
Correct. That's what it's very easy for him to what do you say, if you tackle him, like he's basically like a feather, dude, from what I've seen.
Exactly.
Like, he's
And I'm
not
sure they
used to the
will
intensity and physicality
bulk him
of-
up as much
They
as they can
should.
without hindering his movement.
They need to send Florian Wirtz back to Germany, maybe do a little bit of a grueling session with Leon Goretzka at Bayern Munich, and come back fucking ripped.
Come back ripped, bro. Yeah, that international break.
That Bayern squad, they were doing something else. Alphonso Davies, Leon Goretzka, even Lewandowski when he was there, just ripped, shredded.
कुछ तो मतलब
the
कोई तो चेक
strength.
करो यार, ये लोग steroids ले रहे हैं for sure.
I'm trying to
For sure.
picture now, Wirtz with like a slightly bulky, heavier, muscular body. Oh, that would be interesting.
Yeah, but the mustache that he has doesn't go with it.
Yeah, I
I
was
mean,
just gonna point it out. It's like too.
It's,
अभी puberty फिर से hit कर
हाँ, वो बहुत weird
Yeah.
puberty mustache है. It will
but
look
also
very
I have a
coming to
puberty
technical players, even Bernardo Silva is very small, very lean, but he's understood what the intensity of the
Yeah.
Premier League is, and you can see that he's a very good player. And once Wirtz gets that, it's not always about the physicality, but it's also about how intelligent you are. And I think Wirtz is a very intelligent player.
So
He is.
basically,
Dude,
what
his
we are saying right
movement
now
is
no?
fantastic, bro.
Yeah.
Like last game versus Everton. Firstly, credit to the. Shut up, Amogh, don't do that. Especially you don't. I get the joke, but don't say that act out was funny. But,
Don't milk
he
it.
would have scored a good goal, but that I think Tarkovsky, what a tackle, dude. He's blocked it completely.
I feel
Uska movement,
so
I
basically-
love his movement, but
तू
he
बहुत
needs
ठरकी
time,
हो रहा है,
bro.
Nathan. You're very ठरकी for his movement. Huh? I'm trying to understand.
You know, I was
where
going to
this is
say
coming
I love his
And
movement
then he wants
on
hips
the
don't lie and
ball.
everything. Wants
but-
to see like a full compilation of hips don't lie.
exactly.
Like
Okay, I like watching him play football on the pitch. Yeah, it's,
Okay.
refined.
That-
you can
and
just
like
make a
better
reel and
one.
cut out the pitch and play and
So today on the corner flag.
Yeah. So basically, what we're saying, guys, is right now Florian is worst, but in very short time he will be Florian bests. करेगा end
Such a
करेगा
hard
stream
try.
and on that note.
like such a hard try. I mean.
बहुत hard try. अगर इतना hard Florian
It was there. Amogh, we had to say it. It was right there.
Had to.
Yeah.
No, but see, the thing is, no, guys, we know that Florian Wirtz is a great player. He's got loads of talent. We saw it when he was at Leverkusen. We saw it when he's played for Germany. It is just that Abhi ke liye, because he has come for a very short time for the British record fee that Liverpool paid for him, then they broke it for Alexander Isak. Because he has come for so much money. It is amazing to make fun of the player. क्योंकि और क्या है हमारे पास यार?
I'm on board with the banter, bro.
लिवर fucking your Premier League champion winning team को तू सपोर्ट कर रहा है और हम लोग तो यूरोपा कॉन्फ्रेंस लीग मिले तो भी खुश रहेंगे. ऐसे लोग हो गए हम.
You know,
और क्या
if
है?
there's
और क्या
one
खुशी
thing
है हमारे
I
पास?
wish from Wirtz na this season, okay, just score the winner versus like a big six team in extra time.
Yeah.
Bus that would must that at Anfield, of course. That would announce his arrival, like even if it's in December, but
Yeah.
like you know,
वो काफी लेट अनाउंसमेंट हो जाएगा.
1.5 साल बाद वो दिसंबर में मार रहा है.
ये लिवरपूल है या IRCTC?
specify
क्या हो रहा है ये?
this season, this season. Yeah. Anyways,
बहुत-
guys,
बहुत
I'm
late.
really sorry, but I think I will have to push off. Something come up at home. I've got some guests.
That's fine.
So
No
I
stress.
will
हम लोग
see
भी
you
15
guys
मिनट
as
में chat
always.
करेंगे.
Great chat.
Alright.
See you guys. Thanks for watching.
See
Cheers,
you-
guys. Good night.
See you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm just-
Before
yeah.
before we also wrap up, Ronak, let's quickly talk about the two relegation threatened candidates, which are the two newly promoted teams, Sunderland and Leeds United. Leeds played very, very well and got a 3-1 victory over Wolves. Wolves in terrible shape.
Yeah.
Like if there
Yeah.
are two teams right now that I can call, they're the two W's, West Ham and Wolves, in very, very deep trouble already. West Ham also
Correct.
lost 2-1 to Crystal Palace. But Leeds just turning the game around and very, very comprehensively getting that victory. On the other hand, Sunderland also getting a draw against Aston Villa, even though they had a red card. But the table says it all, because Sunderland right now are 7th above Manchester United. And Leeds are also 12th. We are level on points with them. We just have a better goal difference, which is better because we are at -2, not even in
Correct.
positives. So, it is, these two teams are really showing up,
No,
man.
So it's not even Burnley, to a certain extent, because if anything, this season the newly promoted teams have shown that they're not pushovers by any measure. Because in earlier seasons we've seen that a game against a newly promoted team, we would just expect the top 6 or top 8 to have easy victories against them.
Yeah.
And that is just not the case. And Sunderland have been very good. Leeds, as you pointed out, played really well against Wolves. Wolves have had their own problems. They've missed Strand Larsen. He came back in this game only, came on as a sub. But Wolves, I don't think they've effectively replaced Matheus Cunha, who was more than just their talisman in the last season. And I don't think they have any decent enough creative players to provide any sort of service to Strand Larsen when he's on the pitch. And not that Strand Larsen is like some 30-goal striker.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So, I think Wolves have it really hard, and I can very much see them, getting relegated come the end of the season if they don't find some spark in them.
Yeah, I mean it's looking very tough, because 5 wins and 5 losses. They are bottom with 0 points. They're playing Spurs next. That's essentially going to be a walkover. Like I don't see any chance of a result for Wolves in that game. And on the other hand, West Ham United, Graham Potter has just not worked out for West Ham. Only 1 win and 4 losses in their last 5. He again, like, what do you think is going wrong at West Ham? Because Graham Potter is supposed to be a very, very experienced, very tactically astute manager, right?
Yeah. I honestly don't know what's going on at West Ham, because they have some decent players. They have, of course, Jared Bowen and Lucas Paqueta, who are quality players, and they got Callum Wilson from Newcastle to just get some goals in. But I don't know what's going on with West Ham. And I think they've been previous seasons we've seen West Ham do well defensively. We've kept Ariola as a second keeper, or sometimes even a first keeper in FPL. But this season West Ham are just very, very fragile. And I think a part of it also has to do with Thomas Such, no, not Thomas Suchek. Who's the other guy? They
Sufal.
no, no, not Sufal. Another defensive midfielder who they let go. I think Edson Alvarez or something.
Edson
Who was
Alvarez. Yes.
yeah. So I think that was also, he was a good defensive midfielder for them, and try to shore up the defenses. But I think they're also missing him, and there's no one to really partner Thomas Suchek in that midfield to keep things tight for West Ham.
Yeah.
And I don't think the players have really bought into Graham Potter's philosophy, I would say. Or yeah, I mean, he's just definitely the manager who's the most under pressure and the most under fire, and if he
Mm,
doesn't find something to win games,
yeah.
it seems difficult.
Yeah, I'm just
But
trying
I
to
mean,
basically take the narrative away from United here because everybody keeps talking about what trouble United are in. Look at all these big clubs, you know. Again, Graham
correct,
Potter at West Ham United was supposed to be such a great managerial signing for them. Aston Villa are
correct.
also in the relegation zone. They have not been playing well, as Ishan has pointed out in the live chat. They're sitting in 17th right now, and they're playing Fulham next. You know, three draws
Villa
and
is,
two, and they're winless.
I have taken out Ollie Watkins and Rogers. You expect in the very next game at least at least two goals, and Rogers and Watkins will both be involved. I can give it to you in bloody writing.
The FPL curse, huh? The FPL curse is going to.
5 weeks I've held on to them,
Yeah.
and I just let's move on from Villa. I mean,
Let-
I just want to forget that they exist.
yeah, yeah. I think they have also forgotten that they exist. Very quickly, just moving away from the Premier League for a bit, but not entirely. Marcus Rashford was not on. Not in the starting lineup. He was on the bench because he missed a training session. He arrived late for a training session, and Hansi Flick punished him by putting him on the bench. Clearly, the lads' off the field problems are continuing at Barcelona as well.
I mean, when he scores a worldie like that in the Champions League, you can't blame him to go and party that night.
I mean, correct, correct है बंदे को पार्टी तो करना है. But I mean, I feel so bad, yeah. I feel so bad because he, from the moment he broke into the first team under Louis Van Gaal, what a player! What a player! Because I remember his two goals against Arsenal also. You know,
Yeah,
of course Mitchell and in the
cup.
Europa
Yeah.
League was his debut, but Premier League debut also scoring goals. And he has grown so much from there. Like he has bulked up, he has become stronger, faster, technically better. Great progression, but just an all round nice guy as well with everything that he's done on the pitch politically. Genuinely nice guy with the right values, with the right ethic. But in terms of football, I don't know why it's not working out for him. Why is it so hard for a player like that to just do the job properly, man?
Was this game at St. James's Park?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Newcastle game was at
So I
the
mean, here
Champions League game.
I can only assume that his lads would have come into town, and they would have
Yeah.
probably hung out that night, and I think this would be a one and done. I think he has understood, that he's secured a move to Barcelona.
Yeah.
So we know he's a quality player. We know what kind of a coach Hansi Flick is. They would have had detailed talks even before signing, and I think Rashford would end up being a very, very successful transfer and a very good player for Barcelona across the season. And I don't think I mean, you can't expect him to be perfect. There might be blips here and there, but it's all right. I think
Yeah.
his performances will dictate the narrative around.
Do you think he's going to secure a permanent move to Barcelona come the end of the season?
I would assume so. Because if anything, I think Barcelona is the only club that he's willing to take a wage cut for.
Yeah.
And
And we know
I
that
think
Hansi
that,
Flick likes him. Hansi Flick genuinely does like the player.
yeah, yeah. and I think Rashford is a very good player, yeah. And when you have a team, when you put a player like Rashford in a functioning team that knows what it's doing, that play well week in week out, and all no disrespect to the Spanish league, but it's not the Premier League.
Yeah,
So he will have chances against potentially weaker teams to even spread his legs around and get some
yeah,
goals in.
yeah.
And I think it's a great move for Rashford as well.
Right. Before we leave, one final question from Gaurav. What are your views on Big Ange in Nottingham Forest? Interesting one, huh? Very, very interesting. This thing. I feel like Marinakis hiring Ange Postecoglou was also a Greek connection, maybe.
Yeah,
Uh, but
absolutely.
he has put himself under a lot of pressure, Ange, where he has said that when he was asked about the obviously the famous quote, "Oh, I always win in my next season," and he has said, "But there are times when I've won a trophy in my first season as well." I'm like, why are you doing this to yourself, Ange? You're at Nottingham Forest. Please, please understand the
Yeah,
assignment.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
Marinakis is also a kind of owner who will hold you to that shit.
Correct, correct. And I mean, Ange, it's too early to say. First, we know he's always been a bit of a character in the media room,
Yeah,
and his interviews are always one to watch.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, the I think one of the biggest things that's just something to think about is Spurs had a very, very leaky defense last season,
yeah,
and in contrast, Nottingham Forest had the best defense. One of the best defenses in the Premier League.
yeah,
And now, how he maintains that bit of resistance that the team has, because the team heavily relied on that to concede fewer goals and then expect Chris Wood or Elanga or someone to kind of slot in and kind of win them the game. And even, of course, Morgan, uh, Gibbs White.
hmm,
But yeah, I think the defense will play a huge role if Ange is able to understand how to work with this team and how to keep the defenses tight,
hmm,
then he might be able to work his way forward. But
yeah,
if he loses the team's defense, because that's the identity of this Nottingham Forest team,
yeah,
and that absolute resistance, and I think that'll be a big one. On
yeah.
It's just too early to say, but I think it's just one to watch. I'm not too
Right.
keen. I don't think it's gonna work out too well, but let's see.
Let's see, indeed. Right, on that note, it's time to end. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching and listening. If you're listening on any other podcasting platform, which is going to happen after we end the stream, because ऐसा live stream upload नहीं कर सकते podcast पे. वो ऐसा live stream के बाद वो थोड़ा edit होता है और फिर जाता है Spotify पर. और but you can follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the other podcasting platforms. You can also reach out to us on our social media. Ronaq, you're on Instagram at,
At Ronak Vikamsi.
and I'm on Instagram at Amogh. Where you can also follow the Corner Flag on Instagram at Corner Flag Pod. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel where you are watching this right now. If you haven't subscribed yet, what the fuck are you doing? Please do it right now. It is there, right there in the bottom corner. ऐसा एक लोगो आएगा, उस पर क्लिक करो, उस पर एक सब्सक्राइब बटन है, वो डाल दो. अगर तुमने ऑलरेडी किया है तो दोस्त लोग को भी बोलो कि वो अपने को हिट करने का है, because we want to build subscribers. If only Nathan comes and tells us that he enjoyed the watch alongs and the streams, it makes no difference. We need your friends to also come in and say that they enjoyed, because that is going to make us feel better. And let's be honest,
Correct.
why is anybody on social media? To feel better. So please do that. Please help us do that. You can follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. Like I said, the episode will be out on that very, very soon. Shout out to Kazat Gurda for our theme tune. And until next week, it is goodbye from us. So say bye, Ronak.
Bye, guys.
And it is bye from me.